Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Our patrons recently selected Girls Just Want to Have Fun for me to analyze, and they specifically selected a reggae version, which I think sounds totally intriguing. But before I do that, I need to analyze the original version because I've yet to dive into Cyndi Lauper's voice. So I'm going to check out the original studio version in this video, and then I'm going to check out the reggae version in another one. Let's get to it. Wait a second. What was that little moment? Is this housewife stuck at home making lots of eggs? Lots of eggs. What are you making? I don't think that's in the radio version, right? I might be wrong. Oh. Is that mama at home waiting for daughter to return? That's what it looks like now with the looking at the clock. Maybe, possibly. That look. When's she gonna get home, that girl? That's that look. This is a funny dance too. Whoa. So I've heard this in passing. I know I've danced to it at dances before. It's catchy, it's fun, right? I've never taken a good set of cans and put them on my head and listened to Cyndi Lauper's voice. And now that I'm doing that, it's a little piercing. That voice has got some cut, some major focus. There's actually not much balance in the tone. It's really right here. When she went a little bit lower, there's a little more effervescence that balanced it a tiny bit. But at this very beginning, that voice just cuts. It's so much twang too. That's fun. The fun part, she lifts it as she's going down. So the fun, there's a nice little break between that. But specifically, the placement of the voice goes up as she's going down. I know that sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but a lot of times as we're going down, the voice can travel backwards like this. And instead, she actually is bringing the resonance even more forward, a little bit towards the teeth even, and giving a little extra air to the sound. One more time. So to place that correctly, if you were trying to imitate that, the most helpful thing to do would be to trick your mind that you're actually going up in pitch and forward. What's that sound? Oh my gosh, that's like a female version of a little Michael Jackson squeak moment. It's so cute and fun. I've had two things so far in this video that makes me laugh and just relate on weirdly personal, deep levels. So, number one, I totally believe that girls want to have fun. And that opening scene of her dancing, I will come back. Let's see, where is it? This scene on the streets, dancing with puddles all around. Yeah, I loved to do that. One of my biggest fun pastimes that I loved doing in high school was puddle jumping. I'd get some friends to go out with me into a parking lot if we were like on choir tour and it had rained recently, and we would go puddle jump and see how much we could spray each other with all of the puddles on the ground. It was probably really gross and dirty, but you know what? We were having fun. That's what mattered. The other thing, this cracked me up so much. Well, there's that moment. Look at that. She did some straight up karate here, and my entire family took karate together. I think I did this for like 7 or 8 years. So being able to just very smoothly bring dad into a like vice grip here, essentially. That's something that we did for fun. We took karate together for fun. I threw my parents around for fun. And it was very loving, actually. So anyhow, I just love the video so far. One other thing to mention here, this is obviously a music video. She's not singing into a microphone and recording at this moment, but her facial movement is really exaggerated and she has a lot of pull up with the lip as well. This sort of very exaggerated facial movement would help with some of that forward resonance, I think. And especially when you get that lip in there, there's a couple different times when she had a really good spot. I'll see if I can catch it. Oh, did you see on the she had this like moment. We're gonna go back one more time. That, look at that. It's like almost this like weird top half smile. That this high lifted cheek, more teeth in the sound as well. That can help with a lot of forward placement, a lot of extra edge. This is hilarious. I like that. Just wanted to point out that the lyrics there, which I never listened to before. Oh, daddy dear, you know you're still number one. Aw. Aw. The phone's upside down. Okay, thank you. She's got such like an incredible gathered sound and where she's singing most of the time. It really is like piercing in a good way, in a really, really good way. She also almost has like an effect like a yodel sometimes when she puts on it, but I don't think it's actually that yodel. It's just imitating it. It's this little signature stamp on her sound. Not there. I didn't catch it in there. Oh, there it was. Right there. It's like it's almost a little yodel moment, but she's not actually flipping registers. This is really, she has so many little sounds in here that make this distinct and hers. I think it's a really, really quick jump. Her voice is extremely agile. My gosh, I'd love to look at that isolated in Melodyne. Just saying, that's it. I think that's just a super freaking fast leap that she does. And to be able to do that so cleanly with almost like just a shadow of that note, that's ridiculous. Wow, it sounds like Tarzan. Girls. all of those sounds were like so nasal, right? Like very, it really, it does sound like some girl just going, no, 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 we just want to have fun. Like that ending sound there. This it's almost like a wood block kind of sound that's happening here, but the decay on the sound, meaning how quickly the sound dies off, is so short. We get the strike of the sound and then like no decay. It's suddenly very, very dead. It's so bouncy without any verb on it, and then it turned into like the coolest pew-pews. Right? Bouncy. Was that Andre? Wait, was that Andre the Giant with that looked like it might have been from The Princess Bride, but I don't think it was. No, I don't know who that was. I must be wrong. Okay. I'm just seeing things because I really like The Princess Bride. Look at that top lip lift. Check it out. It's really there. I gotta say, if she was doing that on just one side, she'd be like a Lady Elvis. That's his thing right there. She's really bringing in some lip lift, like serious lip lift. She's got lip control. That is dramatic. That would definitely affect your resonance. Sunglasses. I love the feeling every now and then of like Caribbean music we're getting in here. I think this wood block instrument that I was talking about earlier that has the no decay on it, that gives me like every now and then some sort of element of music from like Trinidad and Tobago or something in there. It's like you just get some island vibes going on, right? There's some tropical vibes in here, which is nice because we're just having fun, right? And then on top of that, there have been times when her vocal style actually feels just a tiny bit reggae in the delivery, in the way that there's a lot of a holler is what I call it, a lot of holler in the sound that is playing around, often not super wide pitchy melodies. Instead, it tends to stay within this same particular really powerful area of the voice. I think that's fascinating, super fascinating. Additionally, there we go. I gotta say, I'm loving these sunglasses. I feel like my sunglass style really needs to step it up because I'm kind of very practical in most things except for nerddom and fantasy novels. But my sunglasses are just basically like, well, can I get the most amount of eye coverage so that I don't get dust in my eyes on any given day and sun coming in from a weird direction. But then I see some of these ladies with their like awesome sunglasses, and I feel like I've really been slacking in the sunglass fashion area. This dance looks like so much fun. Even in there, you hear her doing these little runs, and then she does a really quick jiggle, like almost an ornamentation between a run. By the way, one of the ways you can think about ornamentations versus runs, a lot of times in sheet music, you would see the runs written out, and then you would maybe just see some sort of line, or even the singer would get to choose here and there how they would add a little ornamentation. That can be a little more free versus if you see something written on a page, I would usually consider, if it was really rapid notes in a series, that would be more of a run. But today, most singers are not working off of sheet music, especially in contemporary music. In classical music and opera, we still use a lot of sheet music, even in a lot of Broadway shows. But when we're talking about music for the radio today, people aren't really working off of sheet music. I still think that it's extremely valuable to learn how to read and use sheet music. It's very, very helpful for learning things more quickly and more accurately. But it's not necessary to be an awesome, awesome performer. So if we're trying to distinguish between runs and ornamentation here, I would just say ornamentation is usually going to be a little bit faster. Something that sounds like a little elaboration versus something that is specifically filling in between notes, maybe a little more methodical. So, that one, that everybody's singing along with, I would call that just a really short run. It's not even, honestly, I don't know if I'd even call it a run. That's like the beginning of a run. So when she does a little yodelish thing on girls, that moment, that little yodel that's so fast you couldn't even write it on a page, that's an ornamentation. Give a little bit more context on that because I feel like it was just a tiny bit confusing. If you want to see somebody do runs out the wazoo, go see Cecilia Bartoli. Probably look up something by Rossini. She's just one of those incredible singers, classical singers that can do runs for days and days and days and days. It's wicked. Most operas by Rossini are going to have quite a few runs. So if you even just look up Rossini, maybe Una voce poco fa, you'll see a lot of runs. But if you listen to different versions by different singers, sometimes you'll notice that maybe they'll have a particular note that they held and did something a little different with. Maybe they're ornamenting a little bit different. It can be very interesting to listen, for example, to a Handel aria performed by a couple different singers. Often Handel arias will have something where they sing it through the first time as written, and then the second time they'll do elaborations on it. Often they'll be like an A-B-A format. So first time through actually has the written, then you'll have a little a sort of bridge or a second part, if you will. Then you go back to the first part, and the singer is invited then to elaborate. So it's almost like you're singing Mary Had a Little Lamb, but it's Mary Had a Little Lamb, something like this, where it changes it up just a little bit. So if you really want to get the idea between what a run is, you would see that in the first part. And ornamentation, you would basically see the second time around. Hopefully that explains it a little bit more. We can get into a lot more details of it. It can get a bit difficult to get super specific, though, because as time goes on, we like to break all of our rules. I love that guys are joining in too. Yes! Brought the party home. You know what, parents, I have to say at this point, your job is to join in. As said from the perspective of a boy mom who, my 2-year-old like begs me for playtime just all the time. He's like, no, play. I don't want to eat. Play, play. I think every other parent has experienced this. He just wants to play. He just wants to have fun. And the best thing that I can do most of the time, I should make sure he eats, too. But most of the time, the absolute best thing I can do is just get down on the floor and play with the cars too, make all kinds of awesome engine sounds, create games, and create fun obstacle courses throughout the house. At this point, even though we have some grown people here, I still vote for just partying too. That was cute. I think that was I love you, right? That was I love you. Pizza? Okay, so maybe this is like the extra awesome parent thing to do. Guys, you're gonna party at my house. This is awesome. I get to keep an eye on you all, make sure you're safe. Also, I'm gonna have pizza delivered. In case you're drinking, we're gonna make sure that that is consumed by some cheese here. Let's line those stomachs because I have no idea what you're actually getting up to, even though you're in my own house. So let's get some pizza in you. Okay. So, ways that I hope I parent someday. We'll find out what actually happens when I get there. Aww. Oh, flowers. And firemen? Oh dear. Just saying, if the guy shows up with like the nice suit and the flowers like that, like, yeah, this seems like pretty quality material. Seems. What you see on the outside does not necessarily indicate how good the inside is. So, all this said, the singing is really good. I love that we still have this like dinky woodblocking going. It just keeps that continual fun lightheartedness going throughout. I also love that there's a mention here in the lyrics about when the working day is done, which I thought I never heard that. I just heard girls just want to have fun and just want to have fun in the past. This time listening through, I heard more about the working day and paid attention to that. And that means that they're partying after they've put in some hard work. I like that party hard, work hard mentality. I feel like live the life to the fullest, right? I'm like in that hard, family hard vibe right now too. Work hard, family hard, community hard, music hard. I love it when people live to their fullest. And so it was a really sweet message, I thought, to hear this balance of not just like we're going to party the whole time and have fun, but we worked the whole day. Oh, that was really, really cool. Combine that with really fun music. We're going to go back one more time. I haven't given the music as much appreciation as I should have, I have to say. Vocal technique is awesome. But I think this is because this video is so much fun. Oh my. There's that. What is she even doing? I like that makes me want to go into a whistle when I do that. That's a fun sound. We need more people to make cool sounds like that in soundtracks today. Just putting that out there. It's so catchy. It's like System of a Down or Disturbed's Hairball. Yay! I had fun. Did you have fun? This is super fun. I loved not only the whole vibe, of course, But I loved getting into some of those nitty gritties about her voice, hearing how pointed it actually is, hearing how fast she can move her voice. This makes me really curious much later in life when she does this reggae version that our patrons have voted for. How is that going to shift? How has her voice evolved? I think we'll be putting that analysis up only for our patrons, by the way. So if you want to check out our Patreon. And thank you, patrons, for this awesome recommendation. If you would like to see some more analyses of patron recommendations, there are some up over here on this playlist. May you fall more in love with music every day.